Ford is bringing a plug-in hybrid version of the Ranger that's already turning heads around the world, and it's bringing power and torque numbers that make most mid-size trucks look weak. If you've been hesitant about hybrid trucks because you think they sacrifice capability for efficiency, this electrified Ranger is about to change everything you thought you knew. While most hybrids force you to choose between power and practicality, Ford engineered this one to deliver a record-breaking 509 pound-feet of torque while doubling as a mobile power station that can run an entire job site. The all-new 2026 Ford Ranger Hybrid is actually insane, and here's everything you need to know. Impressive power and torque figures. The Ford Ranger PHEV has already been introduced in Australia and several European markets, and the US model is on the way. Based on what we've seen from international versions, American buyers have plenty to look forward to. At the heart of this hybrid system is a 2.3-liter EcoBoost turbocharged gasoline engine, but that's only part of the story. The real magic happens when you add the electric motor into the equation. The 75-kilowatt electric motor brings an additional 101 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque to the table. This motor is integrated directly into the bell housing of the 10-speed automatic transmission. When you combine both power sources, the total system output reaches 275 horsepower and an absolutely massive 509 pound-feet of torque. To put that into perspective, that's a new record for the Ranger lineup. In fact, the hybrid version delivers more power than the 3.0-liter V6 turbo diesel available in other markets. But what's particularly impressive is how that torque is delivered. The electric motor provides instant low-end torque, which means throttle response is immediate, and the power delivery feels more linear compared to diesel or gas-only variants. The system draws its energy from an 11.8 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack that's been strategically installed between specially engineered frame rails. Ford took great care in positioning this battery to maintain the truck's capability, choosing battery chemistry for its balance of energy density and durability. All those impressive power figures are great, but here's what makes this battery pack truly different from anything else in the segment. More than just a battery. Anyone who's been stuck on a job site without access to power knows how frustrating it can be to run extension cords from a generator. The Ranger PHEV's battery solves that problem in a way most trucks can't. This isn't just about running the wheels. The battery transforms into a mobile power station that goes wherever you go. The system operates in several different modes, giving drivers complete control over how the hybrid powertrain behaves. Auto EV delivers the best balance between the gasoline engine and electric motor, automatically switching between power sources for optimal performance and efficiency. EV Now shuts off the gasoline engine completely and relies solely on the electric motor. This mode allows for zero-emissions driving and is perfect for quiet operation or strict emissions areas. EV later maintains the current state of battery charges, which is useful when you know you'll need electric-only operation later in your journey. Finally, EV Charge prioritizes charging the battery pack while you're driving. Now here's where things get really interesting. Thanks to Ford's ProPower onboard technology, the Ranger PHEV can supply power to external devices. As standard, the truck offers a 10-ampere connection capable of delivering 2.3 kilowatts of power. For those who need even more capability, Ford offers an upgrade option that increases output to 6.9 kilowatts with 2 additional 16-ampere connections located in the bed. These additional outlets deliver 3.45 kilowatts each, which means you could run a small construction site directly from your truck. Imagine powering a compact concrete mixer, an angle grinder, and work lights all at the same time. That's the kind of versatility that makes this hybrid system genuinely useful for professional applications. But all that capability means nothing if the truck can't deliver on efficiency, which is where the numbers get really interesting. Fuel economy and EV range. One of the biggest questions potential buyers have is how efficient the Ranger PHEV actually is. In actual driving conditions, owners in Australia have been reporting fuel consumption between 6.5 and 8.5 liters per 100 kilometers on highway driving, which translates to roughly 28 to 36 miles per gallon. These numbers vary depending on battery charge and how you're using the truck. The pure electric range is rated at up to 31 miles, though Ford's own data shows that many Ranger owners average around 25 miles per day. That means a significant portion of daily driving could be completed on electric power alone, especially for commuting or local errands. Charging the battery is straightforward. Using a 15-ampere 3.5 kilowatt AC connection, a full charge takes approximately 4 hours. With a standard 10-ampere outlet, expect about 7 hours. The Ranger PHEV doesn't offer DC fast charging capability. The PHEV weighs 5,570 pounds, about 551 pounds heavier than the diesel version. But despite the extra weight, Payload capacity actually improves slightly to 2,145 pounds. Those efficiency numbers sound great on paper, but the real test is whether this hybrid can actually deliver power where you need it most. Advanced E4-wheel drive drivetrain. When you're heading into rough terrain, the last thing you want is a truck that can't put power down where you need it. That's why Ford engineered the Ranger PHEV with a full-time four-wheel drive system that can automatically distribute torque from the gasoline engine, electric motor, or both to all four wheels. The system includes an on-demand 2-speed transfer case that allows drivers to select from 2H for rear-wheel driving, 4A for automatic all-wheel drive, 4H for high-range four-wheel drive, and 4L for low-range operation. There's also a rear differential lock, which is essential for serious off-road work. What's particularly impressive is how the electric motor enhances off-road capability. When you engage 4L, the system automatically switches to auto EV mode to provide maximum output. The instant torque from the electric motor, combined with the low-range gearing, creates a progressive power delivery that makes navigating technical terrain easier. Various terrain modes are available to optimize performance for different conditions, including normal, eco, sport, slippery, tow haul, mud ruts, and sand. Each mode adjusts throttle mapping, transmission behavior, and traction control settings, so it can handle the trails. But what about when you hook up a heavy trailer? Uncompromised towing capacity. Here's the concern most truck buyers have when they hear the word hybrid. Will it actually tow like a real truck? With the Ranger PHEV, Ford made sure the answer is absolutely yes. Despite the hybrid system and battery weight, the truck maintains a maximum towing capacity of 7,716 pounds, matching class leaders. That's thanks to the total system output of 275 horsepower and 509 pound-feet of torque, with maximum torque arriving at just 2,500 RPM. The low-end grunt from the electric motor means you get immediate pulling power right from a standstill. The 10-speed automatic transmission ensures smooth power delivery across the entire speed range. Ford's data shows that 80% of Ranger owners tow regularly, so maintaining this capability was essential. The truck's chassis and suspension have been reinforced to handle the additional battery weight while providing the structural integrity needed for towing. The battery's position between the frame rails keeps the center of gravity low, which actually improves stability when towing. Ground clearance is slightly reduced at 8.5 inches, but wading depth remains unchanged at 31.5 inches. The only real compromise is that the PHEV is available exclusively in well-side configuration. Ford advises against removing the well-side deck because of the Pro-Power electrical system and electronic fuel filler release mechanism. All of this capability sounds impressive, but the real question is, when can you actually get one, and how much will it cost? Release date and price. The US version of the Ford Ranger PHEV is expected to arrive sometime in 2026 following successful launches in Australia and Europe. Manufacturing takes place at Ford's facility in Silverton, South Africa. Pricing for the American market hasn't been officially announced yet, but Australian pricing shows the hybrid commands a significant premium over diesel versions. In Australia, the XLT PHEV starts at around 83,000 Australian dollars, roughly $15,500 more than the diesel equivalent. Translating those premiums to the US market, we'd estimate the Ranger PHEV could start somewhere in the low to mid $50,000 range for base configurations, with fully loaded versions potentially reaching into the low 60s. That would position it between traditional mid-size trucks and full-size hybrid pickups. So, what does all of this mean for American truck buyers? The Ranger PHEV represents something we haven't seen before in the mid-size segment, a genuine blend of electrification and capability that doesn't ask you to compromise. With 509 pound-feet of torque, full four-wheel drive capability, 7,716 pounds of towing capacity, and the ability to function as a mobile power station, this truck checks boxes that gas-only competitors simply can't match. The efficiency gains are real, the performance is there, and the versatility extends well beyond just hauling and towing. Whether the pricing lands where it needs to remains to be seen, but Ford has clearly demonstrated that hybrid technology can enhance a truck's capability rather than limit it, and that alone makes the 2026 Ranger PHEV worth paying attention to when it arrives next year. But plug-in hybrid technology has its limitation. Therefore, if you'd rather go with the self-charging hybrid, start with our video about the 2026 Toyota Tacoma and each trim level available. Toyota's pickup features excellent hybrid powertrain, which is just a part of a package that also includes excellent off-road version, advanced safety tech, and many more.